Songs in this story in 3 dimensions, actually 4, their spirit. They put their spirit into this story, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart, really. I want to thank our wonderful director, Joe Mantello. Book writers, John Logan. And Brian Yorkie. Our fantastic choreographer, Stephen Hoggett. Yeah. And the set by David Zinn, which is a miracle. The people on the stage, the people under the stage, there are 14 musicians down there. Under the leadership of Mr. Rob Mathis, the maestro. Our stage hands behind the stage, our ushers, the front of house staff, the whole theatre, thank you. I also want to thank the people from the town I was born and raised in, at Shipyard Town, Wallsend. They built the biggest ships ever constructed on planet Earth. And I'm very proud of them. I hope they're proud of this play. I want to thank my mum and my dad. Yeah. And last of all, I want to thank the Queen of England. I want to thank her because without her, I don't think I would be here. I'll explain why. When they would launch a big ship in my town, they would invite a member of the royal family to come make a speech and crash a great big bottle of champagne on the bows and then send her off down the slipway. And everybody got very excited by a member of the royal family coming to town. Even the communists got excited. But you know, it wasn't that long ago that members of the royal family were considered to have magical powers, magical healing powers. Sick children were held up in crowds to try and touch the garment of the king or the queen. So it's a Saturday morning and they're going to launch a big ship. I'm 10 years old and we're all out in the street leading down to the river. We're all holding little British flags, Union Jacks. And at the top of the hill there's a motorcade, motorcycle motorcade, and in the middle of it is a big black Rolls Royce, and inside the Queen of England. So I'm waiting and she's moving down the hill at a very stately pace, and when she gets near my house I start to wave my flag, and she seems to see me. She smiles at me and waves. And so I wave my flag a little more vigorously, and she waves back, and she holds my gaze as she's going by. She's really making contact with me. And I wasn't cured of anything. No, it was the opposite. I was actually infected. I was infected with an idea. I was infected with the idea that I didn't want to be in the street. I didn't want to live in this house. I didn't want to end up in the shipyard. I wanted to be in that fucking car. I just had this idea that I could have a bigger life in a bigger world. So here I am. So the story begins early one morning in Buckingham Palace. The footmen are frantic in their indignation. You see, the Queen's took a taxi herself to the station, where the porter's surprised by a lack of royal baggage. Hustle her and 3 corners to the rear of the carriage. Why, the train is crammed with all Europe's nobility, and there's none of them famous for their compatibility. There's a fight over seats. I beg pardon, your grace, but you'll find that one's mine, so get back in your place. But where are they going? All the porters debate. Why are they going to Newcastle? And the dares to be late, for they are launching a boat on the tide at high tide. And they've come from all over, from far and from wide. There's the old Dalai Lama and the Pontiff of Rome. Every palace in Europe, and must need but a home. Here's the Duchess of Cornwall, and the loyal Prince of Wales, looking crushed and uncomfortable, and his top hat and tails. Why, they haven't got tickets. Come now, it's just a detail. There was no time to purchase, one simply has to prevail. Or we'll get to the shipyards, or we'll end up in jail when the last ship sails.